And the group of 78 was brought together to look at the danger of nuclear war in the world. And we made some very strong statements on that, and I think had some influence on government policy. I think now, many years later, there are other issues of foreign policy that need to be addressed by the group of 78. First of all, I'd like to say the group of 78, the concept and the working model itself are very important because it gathered together people with expertise in various disciplines in Canada to work together on issues affecting our country's future. And I think that still stands, so that the Group 78 is a very important, not really an NGO, but a collection of people who work together on these issues. While the issue of nuclear war still remains with us, it's on a bit of the back burner now, and the other issues have emerged. And I want to mention a couple of them. One, of course, is the issue of refugees in the world, and we're very much aware of it because of the situation in Afghanistan. I just read a book which is very critical of Canadian policy around refugees. It accuses us of being very good Samaritans in terms of getting people here, but when they get here, it's another matter, and nobody pays too much attention to the problems that they face when they enter Canadian society. But in terms of our refugee policy, one of the things I think we need to be aware of is the possibility and the probability of climate refugees arriving on our shores. People who have to leave their place of residence because of climate change, because of rising sea levels, because of torrents of rain, because of hurricanes, or because of fires or something of that nature. And that's on the horizon, certainly. In terms of climate change, I think I'd like to see the government a little more aggressive, quite a bit more aggressive in terms of its policies, probably taxing fossil fuels and looking at fracking, stopping fracking, some of the things it can do that ordinary citizens cannot do. I think in the cities, too, there should be money available so that we ramp up public transportation and take cars off the road. The time when everybody had their own little vehicles they could whip around is simply not feasible in the future. That means a change in lifestyle. That may not be possible for governments to do, but one of the ways they get help is pricing gasoline so it becomes more costly to do that than public transport, and improving public transport so that it in fact is reliable and steady, and people will make the switch. So I think that the major foreign policy thing ahead of us is climate change. We're well into it now, having had a summer of forest fires and hurricanes and droughts and all manner of things that were never part of the landscape before. And we need to address that, because if we don't survive, of course, then there will be no foreign policy possible. So thank you very much. I'm glad that the Group of 78 survived and is flourishing. And I hope that you get more recruits who will work on these issues of foreign policy. Thank you.